Have you ever pondered the depth of the phrase filial piety? Does it merely imply respect for one's parents, or does it carry a heavier burden of obligation and sacrifice? This phrase, deeply rooted in Confucian philosophy, has been a cornerstone of Asian cultures, particularly the Chinese. Do you recall the times when you tried to communicate with your parents only to feel like they were not reasonable? Or when they escalated the conversation to a moral high ground, accusing you of being unfilial, of failing to repay their kindness in raising you? This is an experience that many of us can relate to. Whether it was during your school years, when you wished to play a bit longer after completing your homework, or now, as an adult in your 30s, trying to explain to them that they were wrong about something. They would immediately respond with accusations of being an ungrateful child, saying they wasted their effort in raising you. They would remind you of the sacrifices they made, of how they drained their resources to provide for you and your education. They would question how you could repay them in such a manner. Such parents who emotionally manipulate their children with guilt and obligation are either genuinely ignorant or intentionally malicious. The children raised under such emotional hostage often grow up with people-pleasing personalities, living lives filled with discontentment. Such parents, in my opinion, do not deserve to be parents. The phrase filial piety, how do they have the audacity to utter it? Did they bestow upon us mountains of gold and silver when they brought us into this world? Or did they pave the path of our lives with ease and comfort? It almost seems like their reason for marriage was to lead a shameless life and we were merely a byproduct of their pleasure. Since they brought a helpless life into this world, don't they have the responsibility to nourish and raise this child? Isn't providing for the child's basic needs their fundamental duty? Even pets are provided with food and shelter. Why then are children subjected to constant control and restrictions? Most of us, born in the 80s, haven't had the privilege of growing up in a wealthy era. How many of our parents accompanied us in our studies or provided more than basic necessities? Most of us come from ordinary families, where our parents didn't secure jobs or university admissions for us. We had to struggle and strive in society step by step, without any significant benefits from our parents or the era we lived in. Can they claim to have provided any guidance or resources that contributed to our success? Now, as we have grown up, what kind of life are we living? Long work hours, cramped rented rooms, commuting in crowded public transportation. We can't afford homes in big cities and lack connections in the smaller ones. We live each day in fear and uncertainty, working tirelessly for a meagre wage just to survive. And yet, when they see us using our phones, they accuse us of wasting our time. Yes, because that's all we can afford to do. Don't we wish to wake up naturally, overlooking the river from a large window? Don't we want to dine at the Waldorf at noon and play golf in the afternoon? Don't we wish to go diving on Monday and skiing on Friday, but can we? In such circumstances, all we ask of our parents is a bit of understanding, a bit of reason. But what we get in return is a barrage of accusations about how they raised us, how hard they worked, how much they sacrificed, and how ungrateful we are. I'm not saying that we shouldn't appreciate our parents, but there has to be a limit, right? Gratitude is one thing, but emotional manipulation and moral abduction are entirely different. I've always believed that bringing a new life into this world should stem from love. Parents should have experienced the beauty of life, the kindness of people, societal harmony, familial warmth, care from friends, and the vastness of the world. They should genuinely love a little life and be willing and capable of letting another little angel experience this beautiful world. In conclusion, filial piety is not about blindly obeying our parents or feeling obligated to repay their kindness. It's about respect, understanding, and mutual growth. It's about recognizing the sacrifices our parents made while also acknowledging our individuality and independence. It's about love, not obligation. It's about making our own choices, not living out someone else's expectations. That's the true essence of filial piety.